your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the general tarot reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Leo season 2023. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I don't think I've ever really said this to you all before in a reading, but this is the first time I'm leaning into a Leo season, like Leo energy, and really felt competitive. There is definitely something here with like sport or competition or comparison that is going to be highlighted, that is going to be revealed to you. I feel like it's for you, it's for the people around you. People, you may notice that, like, is this motherfucker competing with me? Or like, does he realize, do they realize I don't care? Or you may be like noticing, like, am I comparing myself to this person? Or am I competing? Or like, there could just be something going on with like your relationship to competitiveness. Like the heat is on, the sun is flaring. These solar flares are not to be dismissed by any stretch of the imagination. So be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising because shit is shifting. There is a repositioning that's happening. On Patreon gets everything first. Over there we are whiling on Patreon. Patreon.com/justjeverything. Come join the Spartan Spirit Squadron, man. We doing shit. We're making stuff happen as low as $8 a month. For free shit, check out my Instasham at justj_everything, TikTok at justjeverything, and for other dope shit that I do, please check out my website, justjeverything.com. You can DM to book with me, but you can also like pick a specific date over on my website. So justjeverything.com, and check out the Apothecary. So Leo, go check out the Leo season astrology video. I'm wearing the same thing. Because I busted out the FearCon shirt, because that's what I feel like we are getting like a deeper access to our heart, and I feel like that is unnavigated or uncharted terrain for a lot of us, and it evokes fear. The power of the heart will evoke fear. Once you start to like really tap into what it's capable of, once you really start experiencing these heartfelt, heart-centered exchanges, it can be scary. Intimacy can be scary when all you know is the superficial. Going, rolling in the deep is uncomfortable whenever you're just used to rolling at the surface, And so things get very interesting day one on July 22nd, because Venus is going to be retrograde in your sign until September 3rd. And so you've got Venus, love, God, mother, like, ooh, and it's funny that those are the words that came out to describe Venus. I've never used those words to describe Venus. So that was her, like, hey, put some respect on my name. Venus is, though, like, beauty and art and also money, and Venus is the function of attraction. So I do feel like, ooh, Leo, because y'all are used to being looked at, there is something here about your relationship to the attention that you receive, the attention that you are used to. That stuff is changing. Some of you are relying on, or like subconsciously even, relying on outdated sources of validation, like this external validation, compliments, people like, saying things to you or staring at you or being amorous or like sexual, or overtly sexual with you. There could be a shift in that, and I just feel like there's something about if you are in a place where you've been reliant on what other people think, I feel like will be stripped of that. like that source is being removed because it's a farce, and it's going to have you left wanting if you just allow yourself to be satisfied with so little. There is something about like the source of confidence, like really like you tapping into that wellspring of spirit within, and it feeds, it waters you, it grows you. That Cancerian energy, that Cancer season, like tidal wave, I feel like really came in and like flushed things open there, and there it's like it's time to recover from the flood. And you've got to use your willpower, your energy to really take what is of value, pick up what is of value, clean it off, dust it off. If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. I just feel like that Venus retrograde is really going to have you evaluating your relationship to love, to romance, to sports, to competition, to how you express yourself. Are you really shooting your shot? Are you really going for the gold? Are you living your life to the fullest? And so you are going to have Venus retrograde there your whole season. And then we have on August 1st, the full moon in Aquarius, your shadow. And then on August 16th, we have the new moon in Leo. And so around the 1st of August, I feel like it gets real funky, where you start to, like, things in your friends may start to shift. The things that you're aspiring for, like hoping for, wishing for, may start to really evolve or expand or grow. I just feel like it's all around like, nah, bigger. That's like a big theme that's been coming in for Leo season. It let this shit be grandiose. Bigger, bigger, babe, bigger. Go bigger. Go big or go home. At minimum, go big. And if you can stomach going big, and if you've done it before, go bigger. Let's go. It's time. It's like, let's go. It's time to dream. It's time to not just dream. It's time to turn those dreams into action. It's time to apply your willpower. What do you apply your willpower towards? And how much more fulfillment can you will you be able to experience once you have applied that willpower towards the creation of something that feels really fulfilling and purposeful to you? I just feel like there is like a shift in your relationship to fulfillment. So hydrate, light it if you got it. Clear things off. As we create a safe space for my benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, welcoming in the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For Leo season 2023, baby, let's go. And also, it's feeling like you're going to want things to go. You're going to want to like, let's go, let's rage. But there are 7 retrogrades this season. And you going to have to fucking surrender. First card out to be clarified on the selenite throne is your relationship to your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, your aspiration, your shadow. Because where Leo is fixed, fired, everything, the dead of summer, everything is plentiful. It's very like oblivious, childlike joy and wonder, and just running through the field of daisies. Your shadow, Aquarius, is like, yo, this is the dead of winter. We've got to band the fuck together and take everything very, very seriously so that we can survive this season, so that we can come together and create and innovate. And I feel like you're going to have to definitely tap into the understanding that you're needing to be around like-minded individuals. You're needing to be around people. If you surround yourself with people who are hungry and who want to hustle, it'll start to naturally rub off on you. You naturally will start to like reach for more. But if you are around people who just want to party and bullshit and party and bullshit, trust and believe that it's going to create some discrepancies. And I hate that this flips this, but the star is first and then the Eight of Pentacles. But it changes the way that this is positioned because they're not facing each other. They're facing away. And it feels like you're being pulled, like there could be, some of you are being pulled into different fields of work. Some of you, there's new dreams, there's new hopes, there's new aspirations that's coming in. There may be somebody with Aquarius placements or Taurus placements, or someone else with the Leo placements that I feel like is coming in that's really inspiring you. I feel like there's shit that's coming. Some of you, it's just like, you know what you want to do. You bottom of the deck. Nice. Bottom of the deck is the Hierophant. And then you show up, the King of Wands, Sun in Leo. This is your season. There is something here about like, what's keeping you from the next level? For some of you, you want to be like an entrepreneur. You want more control over your life. You want to work for yourself, or you have these goals, these dreams or aspirations, and there's knowledge that's like the divide. You're needing to like study business or become more of an expert in whatever it is that you're wanting to launch. I really am tempted to keep this. But I know we all like when I shuffle and see what comes out. But the star with the Eight of Pentacles says that I feel like the divine is pulling you away from some of the, like, I hate to say it, like ain't shit people, like people who like ain't doing shit with their life. You know what I mean? People, there is something about like, you are the company that you keep. And it sounds very superficial to say this, but there is a very superficial layer to this 3D reality. And that is that successful people hang out with successful people. Miserable people hang out with miserable people. And people who just want to party and bullshit and party and bullshit hang out with people who just party and bullshit. And and it's just like very clear, like, the results that will come from those choices. So play the long game. The Eight of Pentacles is like, mind your business. Turn your back on the bullshit. Turn your back on, maybe some of you are turning your back on somebody with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or Aquarius placements. There could be like, I also feel like there is a goal, there is a dream, there is an aspiration, and you're tempted to turn your back on your job or your day job. Like, don't quit your day job. I feel like it's time to start switching the perspective of it. Understand that the job that you have now, let it act as a stepping stone to get you where you're aspiring to be. But you just have to make sure that your actions match your ambition. And the divine is coming in to say, nah, babe, get bigger, dream bigger. It's time to start dreaming bigger now. It's time to start aspiring for more now. And the divine is going to like shock you with what it reveals to you. This is already going to be a juicy plunge where we clarify each of these cards over on Patreon. And so I feel like the divine is pouring into you with the star being out. I do feel like it's like, do you have the containers? Do you have the room to hold what's being poured into you? There may be somebody with Aquarius placements that I feel like really is like surprising you or shocking you or comes out of nowhere, or there's like this unexpected intimacy with someone. They don't have to have Aquarius placements, but I do feel like there's something that you are wishing for that has absolutely come in, and absolutely just like awe. There's like something about like being in awe. And there's something coming in about allowing yourself to be in awe of like what you're capable of. You know, like there is something here about like your capabilities. That's the big thing, is like your capabilities. I have got to get this off of my desk. This is gonna drive me crazy. Sorry, hold on. Hydrate. I also feel like there's something here about allowing yourself to be divinely guided versus being guided by your logic. That feels big to me, because there is this like wish come true energy, and I feel like you're coming into your season getting guidance that you may not have even been seeking out, but there is some sort of like guiding light about what to do about work. And I keep hearing this, like one of my affirmations is that I make friends with what's meant to be a hindrance, and every obstacle is a stepping stone for me. Excuse me. And so I do feel like there's something here about like the things that you're viewing as a hindrance or an obstacle in your life. It's like, yo, you gotta turn them lemons into lemonade, baby. And it starts in the realm of the mind. Aquarius is I know. There is some sort of new upgrade that's coming in. Where Aquarius, your shadow is I know, you are I will. And so Aquarius is up here in the ether, in the rarefied air, and you are absolutely on the earth, 10 toes down, being asked to harness your willpower in this 3D reality that we're in. All right. Keep going, please, for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Leo season 2023. 7 of Cups in the center of the reading. This is a lot of blue, and that's what I'm saying. Dream bigger. But a lot of us, okay, so this card is supposed to be about visualization. It's supposed to be about like, oh my God, there's so many things that you're good at. There's so many options presenting themselves. But the other side of it is mental fog. Are you drinking too much? Are you smoking too much? Is there escapism? Are there addictive behaviors that need to be evaluated? I feel like there's something about like coming into this season being generous, or someone's being generous with you, but it's just like, yo, no matter how far you are from accomplishing all of these like multiple goals or aspirations or things that you want to do, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You're right on time, and you're being guided to where you need to be. But I do feel like a lot of that, there is like a filtration. Interesting. This feels like a water or emotional like filtration system in some sort of way. I can show you how this looks. It's like, okay, so some of you, it's like Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, an aspirate, like a goal or a mission came in, hit through your spirit. You started to put the work in, and and you've created some sort of like something that is successful here, or at least a stable situation. And now the divine's like, hey, lurking in your shadow is the desire still to do something else. And I feel like there is something here about looking at the subconscious mind, making sure that you like, do you have the opportunity to delegate? Is this self-sabotage? Are you like sabotaging a good situation by looking elsewhere possibly? Center of the reading being the 7 of Cups is just like, yes, it's time to dream bigger, but it also is time to get to know your shadow. That shadow is just that raw, uncut, unfiltered version of yourself. It doesn't give a fuck what other people think. And Leo, you are the sign of authenticity. And you will spend your lifetime discerning what authenticity really means to you. You'll spend your lifetime really figuring out who you are, so that you can absolutely like will yourself into like where it is that you want to be. Once you decide like, actually, you know, I do want to pursue this dream, or I do want to pursue this goal, it's like you'll make it happen. You have everything that you need to make it happen. But I feel like for some of you, there's so much you want to do and you don't know where to start, so you end up doing nothing, and like you're sitting around and just kind of like coasting or on autopilot in some sort of way. It feels like there's still like do you have a vice, or does your vice have you? Is it really therapy at this point? Is it really therapeutic at this point? That's not for everybody, but some of you, that's for like, you know what that is. Is it really therapeutic at this point? Is it really helping? Are you numbing? or recovering? You know, are you, or are you, like, do you know what true recovery means, what that looks like? There is a profound change in your emotional and spiritual life. And I feel like that's because things are getting way more heartfelt this season. Final 2 cards, final 2 messages. And there's a lot of blue out here. So I feel like, honestly, damn, Queen of Wands reversed. Final card, final message. So something comes in and I feel like you guys are inspired to get real. And something comes in like you can end confusion by way of like anger. Or in confusion by way of like finally like standing up for yourself or being assertive. The Queen of Wands reversed is savage. So you may be tempted to be mean. I feel like you may be feeling like someone, there could just be like a disconnect, or like, are you being disrespected, or are you being disrespectful? This may involve someone with Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements. But I feel like, yeah, what this feels like is you have this goal, this vision of yourself, like where you're supposed to be, how you're, like what you're supposed to have accomplished by now. And it's like, throw that shit out of the window, clear the slate, forgive yourself, extend yourself some grace so that you can get back on board, reassess what the vision is, reassess, like, what is this version of you that's made it? Like, what is that? And how can you start to bridge the gap? And you can definitely start bridging the gap by way of like sobriety, like looking at things, being present enough to start to be honest. Are your actions matching your ambitions? Because actions are like what actualizes our ambitions. Does that make sense? Like, faith without works is dead. Ooh, one of my clients today, a fellow Aries, she said there's some point where faith turns from a noun into a verb. And I feel like that's what's coming up. First and foremost, what the fuck is up with your relationship to your faith? What the fuck is up with your relationship to your dreams, your aspirations? Like, I feel like you know what you're here to do. You know, like, you have this dream, this goal, this vision. You're probably already working on it. You've already probably put in a lot of work. I know that you may be tired, but I'm letting you know, no matter how far from it you are, or you think that you are, like, you're not as far away as you fear. And you can't forget the power of your thoughts, the power of your words. Words are spells. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. And I just feel like there's all of this frustration, there's anger, and it's just like, I feel like some of you are relying on belief to the extent that your like idealism is replacing actual work and actual like action. And for some of you, it's the opposite. It's like you're so reliant on force and like on your willpower, on like making things happen, that you're not able, like you're like overworking your masculine energy that so much that the feminine is not able to like flow, that you're not allowing things to like flow into you. You're not allowing or making room for ease, because it's all like go, I just have to initiate, I have to make it happen. And you can only make from the masculine. You can create from the feminine. You know what I mean? And so there is something about like, regardless of your genitalia, it's time to get to reacquaint yourself with your feminine energy. Final card, final message. And reacquaint with your feminine energy so that you can like reassess the game plan. Because I feel like a lot of you, the goal, the vision that you had for yourself, it didn't work out because it was not spirit-based. It was based on logic. It was based on what you thought would make you money, what you thought was practical, what your parents wanted you to do, or what you thought you'd be good at, versus understanding that like these kind of level of decisions have to be spirit-based, faith-based decisions. You got to talk to your fucking internal success mechanism. You got to talk to your fucking spirit. You got to talk to the God of your understanding, whatever the fuck that is. You got to talk, you got to communicate. You have to commune. One card, one major arcana out so far, and it's at like bam in the beginning of, so I feel like you come into your season. Of course it's like your season, so it's like birthdays, you're getting gifts, but I do feel like there's something about like you getting something that you've been really like hoping for. Final card, final message for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Leo season 2023. But I just need you to know, sheer like brute force is not going to get you where you want to be. Wow. Bottom of the deck. I mean, final card is the Three of Pentacles and the Moon on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, and I just feel like both the luminaries are out. It's your turn, babe, you know? And the full moon. Also, the moon is Neptune, and Neptune is retrograde in Pisces right now. Like right on over, one over from your shadow. And there is something about, you like experiencing growth by way of opposition, growth by way of competition, growth by way of being challenged. So I feel like some of you, it's like there's this competitive kind of spirit thing that comes out, or you're being called out on that. This also could be like, I feel like there's somebody that inspires you, but like it's weird, it's icky. Like there's something icky about it, where it's just like, are you all like always checking in on what this person's doing, or asking like, you know, their plans, or I say a lot of you, but flip it. There may be somebody that's doing that to you, that's always kind of like, hey, what are you doing? What are you working on? You know, what are you developing? Like, oh, how's that going for you? Or and it just feels like weird. Like, why are you checking up on me? Or like, do your own thing. Are you doing your own thing? Are you being your whole self? And I feel like some of you, you've built foundations on something that could have possibly been inauthentic in some sort of way. And so, yeah, you're fucking exhausted because you've been going against the grain. You know what I mean? Some of you, it's like you, you know, let's say that like you want to do art, but like construction is paying the bills in some sort of way. It's like, keep the bills paid, build your portfolio, but like it needs to be your story. Like, are you like, are you like, that's not the message, that's not the analogy was not matching what I was trying to go with, the metaphor that I was trying to like create. But either way, there's something here like what's going on with like your voice. You know, it's just like, and I also feel like some of you have the opportunity to talk to someone like a professional. If the opportunity for therapy comes up, absolutely go to that, because there is some sort of like rage or anger or competition or inauthenticity or immobility that I feel like is really frustrating you, and you need to talk about it by way of other people. With the Three of Pentacles being the final card on the deck, I feel like that friend thing shifts. There's something here with like the company that you keep versus you surrounding yourself with like people who are qualified. I feel like you getting knowledge that that you can stand upon. There may be somebody with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements coming in that you can really rely on. I'm not seeing any air here, so I do feel like you may have to make sure that you're calling yourself out and really like checking yourself before you wreck yourself. Be careful, like don't forget forethought, and don't forget to like take a beat while you're in it. Don't forget like afterthought, aftercare. If there is someone with Aquarius placements, like, suddenly showing up, I feel like don't hold your breath. If let's say you're married to someone with Aquarius placements, then I do feel like work will be required, effort will be required. The beginning of this season looks like you being guided to put in work on providing clarity for yourself, clarity for the long-term goal, clarity for like where are you steering, where are you in the divine steering this shit. If your actions continue to be your actions, what is your true ambition? And like what do your actions say about your ambition? What do they say about your character? And I need you to know at some point, like, that is gonna matter. The content of your character is literally everything. That's all you truly have. That and your word. And if your word doesn't mean shit, then like, or if someone's word doesn't mean shit anymore, if you can't trust anyone, or that, if you can't trust this person anymore, like, why keep people, don't be over here like beating a dead horse, is how this feels. I do feel like some of you, there may be bouts of jealousy, or bouts of, if something feels off, it is. If you feel like someone is deceiving you, or if you have some sort of idea that you're gonna like get over quick on someone, I just feel like, nope, that's not going to work. You play stupid games, you'll win stupid prizes this season, for sure. So do not fuck around with cause and effect. With the star coming out, there is like this, it's like karma, in a lot of ways. Does feel like there's stuff with like your like spirit guides, or your relationship, like what's going on with the vision, and are you putting in work towards, and if you are putting in work, the fruit of your labor is coming. And not only is the fruit of your labor coming, the fruit of your labor comes in the form of you having the opportunity to do something else. Some of you, it's like okay, like say for instance, like me, I've been, doing tarot for so long, but it's like creating that well-oiled machine to the point where now I get the opportunity to launch this other thing. So there is something about like, hey, like that reward and recognition come in many different forms. And I feel like for a lot of you, the divine is rewarding you with like, hey, you have the capacity and energy for much more. And I just feel like, be careful with your attitude. Be careful. I wonder if I put that back. I just read this. I don't know what that was for. But it said something, it was like, your attitude needs to change, not the circumstances. The resolution will come once your attitude changes. The attitude rather than the circumstance needs to shift. Then you shall find your resolution. And that's what I feel like is coming up. Some of you are like really skeptical. Some of you it's like you got Aquarius in your shadow. That is the sign of I know. So I feel like your shadow for a lot of you is like, you won't let yourself receive new information. You think you know everything. And I'm just letting you know, you think you know, but you have no idea. And a lot of us, I just feel like you're frustrated, you're tired. Even my arms crossed. It's just like, there is like a frustration, I feel like, that you've been feeling with yourself or with the direction of life. And we come into Leo season with something coming true, something really like motivating you, inspiring you. I just feel like there's a fresh sense of inspiration, and maybe by another person, or it may be, or I feel like it's all spirit based, but it may come in the form of another person. But there is something that like gets you in gear and gets you really looking at your shadow and gets you really understanding, like, was this a part of the dream? Have I derailed? What's going on? And understand that you have everything that you need in order to get shit back on track and to start really rebuilding. Like, I feel like Cancer season and the beginning of Leo season is this, like, even to the center of Leo season, there's something about like sifting through the rubble of the destruction, finding what is valuable from said rubble, and then starting to like clean things out so you can build a top, so you can rebuild. It's like, if you build it, they will come. But there is something here about you've gotten off the vision. Like, the vision has derailed in some sort of way, because I feel like who you're working with or who you're hanging out with is contributing to the chaos. Like, at what point, like, are you going to provide yourself some true stability? And if you keep going this route, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, I feel like there is a decrease in money. Going from the 8 to the 3, the 8 of Pentacles to the 3 of Pentacles. You know, some of you may be thinking about quitting your job, or some of you could really start to lean in, the vices having you, and you could end up very well like losing a job or being demoted or being punished monetarily in some sort of way. A fine or something coming in. This also, I mean, well, we do have Pisces here on the bottom of the deck. Some of you could fuck around and like, this could be dewy material, you know what I mean? Don't be out here all willy-nilly partying and drinking and driving with just anybody. With the moon on the bottom of the deck with the 5 of Swords underneath this, I feel like if the divine has to teach you a harsh lesson, it absolutely will. If you haven't gotten the memo to cut ties from these certain people, and maybe somebody with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements, if you haven't gotten the memo that like, hey, the people that you're hanging out with are kind of fucking toxic, and there will be a line drawn in the sand. There is something here about like, let go or be dragged. I love you, Leo. And the sun is home. The sun reveals, the sun illuminates. You are being revealed to yourself. And what's being revealed to you are some really heavy emotions. What you actually value. Some stuff about your mom, some stuff about your father, some stuff about this Pisces or this Cancer. You know, I feel like your relationship to your animals may be shifting. There could be also a shift from like religion into spirituality, or you starting to look at religion a different way, you starting to look at spirituality a different way, because I feel like there's some stuff that's just like, whoo, that's either miraculous or too close to be called a coincidence. There's something that I feel like is like, whoa, hope, faith, belief coming in. And it's like reinvigorating you to work. It's reinvigorating you to believe, to aspire, to push for fulfillment, to get out of your comfort zone, to untether yourself from heartbreak or pain or disappointment, or untether yourself from misinformation, to seek out the truth yourself. You are a truth seeker, and you are someone who absolutely, if you put yourself out there, you will be respected. You can have people like follow you, or you know, like, you be a role model. Leos are natural born leaders, and I feel like you are meant to shine. You're meant to be seen. But if you don't have the confidence, and if you're running from all this stuff, you know, it'll feel really, really uncomfortable for you to have eyes on you. And I want to stop saying this, but I just feel like there's something about like come hell or high water. It's like let go or be dragged. You're moving either way. And we're not wishing for or calling in hell or high water in order to make these decisions. Stop needing, like, if we can just get to the point where we listen when the divine tells us that stuff, we don't require the tower moment. We don't need the hell or the high water to come to forcibly move us once we start to trust in the sensation of our spirit and the fact that we're being guided, and there's an internal success mechanism that's like, yo, you should move, or yo, you should look at that, or hey, you should evaluate that relationship. That knowing, that that thing inside of you, the fucking light bulb that turns on, if you start to listen to this, you don't need the hell or the high water. You don't need the chaos. You don't need the shit to hit the fan to redirect you to your center. Get heart centered. Get fucking centered and in like inward now, so that you can start to rebuild, and so that your actions, like I said, can start to really, really match your ambition. I love you. I'll see you over on Patreon. Patreon.com/justjeverything. Let's get into it. Hi Leo, let's get into it. I want to start by pointing out one major arcana. So the redirection for your season comes in the beginning. As soon as your ruling planet returns home, as soon as the sun comes home, there is definitely, and also with the your full moon and new moon cycle, I feel like the sun being on your axis is going to highlight your shadow. And that's why the moon's on the bottom of the deck. Your dreams really going to be ramping up. Your instincts, I feel like sensing mysteries, the hidden things, the secrets, the shadows. Your shadow is Aquarius energy, which is the star. And I just feel like you're going to realize that you've discovered this like new reality. You know, there is like unfamiliar territory somehow that you, I feel like are going to be experiencing, feeling maybe detached from old values, old traditions. I also feel like there could just be, with the moon on the bottom of the deck, it's like it's time to shine light on what's hidden. It's time, there may be secrets around, or aspects of yourself that have been, you know, shadow in the center of the reading. Hey, let's get into it. Your ruling, like your sign is the heart, and the heart requires authenticity. But if you've got this like icky relationship with your shadow, and you don't want people seeing these sides of you, and you care about what all these people think and blah blah blah, that's going to be problematic, especially when it comes to you accomplishing whatever vision or goal that you have of yourself, because that will require you being 100% you experiencing some sort of victory is on the other side of this like lack of confidence of what if people see me, or what if people know, or what if people, you know, this or that. I just feel like there is inauthenticity that's being weeded out. And with the moon on the bottom of the deck, it's just like all things subconscious going on. And with the star being the first card out, you know, this can also a card of dreaming, guidance, wish come true kind of energy, healing coming in. You may be seeking guidance, and I feel like guidance is seeking you. There is something about generosity, humanitarianism, healing, creativity. I also feel like investing in good health, putting in time, effort, and energy and money into like taking care of your physical body, minding your motherfucking business, drinking your water. But your season, first thing out of the gate, it's like, yo, don't you remember that anything is possible? Don't get lost in the sauce of the dream, and the lost in the sauce of, you know, vices or numbing yourself out. Don't get lost in the sauce of there's so many people doing this and I can't do this and I'm not going to stand up. Please miss us with the excuses, Leo. And I feel like that's what the divine is really trying to get you to say. Yo, it's time to shoot your shot. Dream big. What's your wildest dream? Please clarify the star. for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and it's time to start getting like Aquarian style serious about your dreams. Aquarians are ruled by Uranus, but they're also traditionally ruled by Saturn. And you know Saturn don't fuck around like that. Have you ever met a Capricorn? Have you ever had a conversation with a Capricorn about their money, about their job? They don't fuck around like that. Any Saturnian energy does not play about their legacy, about their work, about the cycle, the energy, the time that they're invested in. And I just feel like you have a propensity to play, Leo, and that's cool. We love that from you. We need that from you, but also like we need you to get confident in the fact that you're meant to be a guiding force for a lot of people. A lot of you, like, you could become a star. What do you want to be known for? How do you want to be of service? I feel like it starts with giving. Maybe some of you have finally been given to like be more generous or to improve the collective. I feel like what is the service that you can provide that will improve the collective, that will make, that will, like, is there healing work in you to provide? Is there healing work that you need? I keep saying provide because I feel like some of you are trying to work on something or build something. But I feel like maybe some of you need, like, this is an internal business, internal opportunity, this internal work. Yeah, 8 of Cups coming out to clarify. And it's funny, I'm talking about Saturn. This is Saturn in Pisces. And Saturn is currently retrograde in Pisces. And there's something here going on about breaking out of the loop, out of the cycle, breaking out of the comfort zone, allowing the divine to pour into you. There is divine information, divine downloads, divine wisdom, divine flow, and divine ease, divine courage to get out of this comfort zone and start on this uphill incline towards your dreams, towards your goals, towards stability, towards consistency. And you really, I just feel like have to be focusing on getting your mind right. Aquarius is the sign of I know. And I just feel like some of you are caught up in like, yeah, I know, I got it. But it's just like, no, allow yourself to take some direction. Allow yourself to be corrected. Magic is all around you. You know, I just feel like you're not far from your vision or your goal or your dream. But I do feel like there's something here about collaboration, about how can you, like, you can kickstart like a dream by giving away stuff for free, giving away free knowledge, insight, like helpful information. I feel like there's something here about how can you be of service? How can you really show up? What's going on with your relationship to inspiration, to faith, to your purpose, to renewal? Because with the star coming out, it says you absolutely can experience rejuvenation in regards to something that you've been like working towards or working on. I just feel like it's going to require you to turn your back on some bullshit. If it's distracting you, if it's like breaking your focus, if it, you know, and I just feel like you know what it is. You know what behaviors, what people, what activities derail your shit. And I just feel like, what do you really fucking want? Do you really want this version of yourself? Do you want to be angry and regretful that you didn't accomplish what you could have accomplished? Or do you want to like keep just playing and having fun and fucking off? That's totally up to you. But I just feel like with the star coming out, there's some sort of like regaining of hope. It's time to dive into like faith in the future. It's time to believe. It's time to figure out what the fuck you believe in. Whew, because there are big changes that you've been avoiding. Let's just go ahead and talk about it. And I don't know why I just heard come hell or high water, and I've been trying to weed that out of my vernacular, but I just feel like you gonna learn today. There's, in Leo season, there is something here about both of these cards. Hands up, hands up. This card is about surrender. And the Tower reversed is about like you've been avoiding something. So now I feel like some of you have kind of welcomed in some chaos because you subconsciously need the redirection. And so there could be some stuff that comes up that is uncomfortable, that puts you in a position where you're just like, fuck, I just got to surrender to this. There are forces that are greater than me, and I just like, got to figure out how to act. Are your actions matching your ambitions? Are your actions matching your ambitions? Or are you in a place where you've turned your back on ambitions because you've been playing too much, or you've been distracting yourself, or diving deeper into new vices, or letting new relationships, or having all these options available to you? Have you been like, I feel like some of you is just like, there's just distractions that are in the form of hobbies, and distractions that are in the form of people. And so some of you may be dating a lot of people, or trying to date a lot of people, or some of you are drinking again, smoking excessively again, like excessively in the gym, excessively doing video games, excessively studying something, or like, to the point of isolation. There is just like escapism in anything. You can turn anything into escapism. And I just feel like either let go and give in, or be dragged. But either way, there will be change. And it doesn't have to be sudden. If you make the change and you pull the trigger, you can go ahead and really start to turn that frown upside down and create something really stable for yourself. Please clarify the Eight of Pentacles. Please clarify the Eight of Pentacles for Leo. Sun, Moon, and Rising for Leo season 2023. I feel like there are these big changes at work for some of you, like what you're focusing on, what you're trying to create. It's like, stop avoiding what you know you need to do. Exactly. Stop avoiding what you know you need to do. Some of you, it's time to put in work with this connection with this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. I do feel like there is something about like love coming in, opportunity coming in, insight coming in, but you're choosing work, or you're choosing to keep your commitments in some sort of way. I just feel like for some of you also, there could be a very unexpected love, unexpected connection with someone with Aries, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements. There also could be like new management at work, or something of that nature, a new relationship to management at work. But I also feel like with the with the star come out, this is like kind of a dangling carrot, and the divine's like, yo, you could feel so serene if you got in gear and allowed yourself to start dreaming again, visualizing again. And maybe do some work on focusing what shadow got in the way, what thing got in the way, what blockage got in the way of you dreaming like you used to, you pursuing those goals like you used to. It's really important to set goals this season that are personal rather than abstract, and it's definitely something here about like opening up to the awe of your daily life. Like, you're fucking breathing, bro. You're here. And you have the opportunity to inspire a lot of people around you. You have the opportunity to have a lot of eyes on you. Are you going to squander this? I just feel like who you truly are is coming through, is becoming really clear to you. What does Leo need to be working on? Please clarify the Eight of Pentacles. What do they need to be putting? I feel like you need to put work into allowing yourself to receive, allowing the divine to operate in your life, allowing yourself to release control, understanding what's in your lane of control and what's in the divine's lane of control. Working on confidence, feeling worthy of receiving stuff from the divine, receiving this love that wants to come in. Ooh, it's time to put in work on letting go. Letting go of control. Because you staying in this Four of Pentacles energy is lack, scarcity mentality. It's fear-based living. You're telling the divine, hey, I'm going to cling on to this because I definitely don't trust you to bring me what I want. And if that's how you feel, it's time for you to sit down and have some kind of conversation with the God of your understanding. Because if the divine isn't working for you, then you're not connected to the divine. And you need to figure out what the fuck you're connected to. It's always connected to you. It's just waiting on you to pick up the other line. And I feel like a lot of you have have a lot of intuition coming in, a lot of messages coming in, and it's gonna get louder. The call is going to get louder, and the call is coming from inside the house, babe. The call is coming from inside the fucking house. That, hey, there's a lot that you're holding on to. There's a lot that you're clinging to, and it doesn't make sense anymore. It's like doing the same thing and expecting different results. Please clarify the 7 of Cups. Y'all excuse my nails. I'm in the middle of painting my basement, and ooh, damn. Yeah, exactly. The Ace of Cups indicated again in the four of Cups. It's like the Ace of Cups is coming in, or there's opportunities coming in, things coming in, but you're keeping yourself guarded and closed off because of stuff from the past. Closed off energy, closed off energy. The Queen of Wands is closed off as fuck. She's damn near she is aggressive. Pitbull energy, it's just like unnecessary aggression. And I just feel, what is this confusion about? What will alleviate the confusion? Getting out in nature, getting outside by yourself, more alone time. I feel like everybody wants this summer to be a hot girl, hot boy summer, and honestly, nope. You need to slow your motherfucking roll before things start to degrade, regress that's the question. Or maybe degrade. Before there is a further, degradation, before there is a regression of sorts, before you go backwards, I feel like you got to slow down. I feel like what will avoid the confusion, what will help you get out of the confusion is slowing the fuck down and looking at what you're doing. Because the Knight of Wands is very much so going too fast, not thinking anything through. You're just going and doing stuff, or like some kind of autopilot where you've halted yourself, or halted your progress, halted your success, halted your passions. There could be an argument possibly, or some major confusion with someone with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements. I feel like there could be a bit of a clashing of fire and water, just lots of steam. You know what I mean? Canceling each other out, or there could just be a need to heal how you communicate with people. I feel like also this is big time your attitude. There's stuff going on with your attitude. This shit is being purged out of you. It's being exposed to you. Because magic is flowing all around you. And I just feel like you're going to be driven to find or discover or rediscover some sense of meaning and inspiration or purpose in your life. I feel like you've lost your spark in some sort of way. And in your season, your birthday season, you get the opportunity to get it back. But you can't do it on your own. All of these cards are solitary until we get to the 3 of Pentacles, this is creation in the physical. You got to allow yourself to receive and or seek out advice and guidance from the divine. Getting these divine downloads, tuning into that internal success mechanism, which is your intuition. And Florence Scovel-Shin, I love this. She says, prayer is you telephoning to God, and intuition is God telephoning to you. And I feel like the telephone is fucking ringing off the hook in your season. And there's something here about you got to see what isn't working so that you can start to tear out the old foundation and rebuild. There's a little bit of going backwards, going the 4 to the 3. It's okay, we were here we don't want to be here. How did we end up here? Let's get back to the 3. Let's take a step back and see what's going on with the foundation. What needs to die? What needs to end? What needs to be transmuted? What needs to be Where is the point of metamorphosis? For some of you, this is therapy. For some of you, this is getting a different kind of job. For some of you, this is finally talking to people who are qualified to, like, chime in on things. Or if you have, yeah, it's like you have some entrepreneurial idea or some goal or aspiration, and I just feel like you may have exhausted yourself in some sort of way or burnt out in some sort of way, and I feel like you're needing to reach out to qualified individuals, people who are experienced and have been through what you've been through. You need to be around like-minded individuals. Because I just feel like you may not realize it, but you may be being really like irrational or like intimidating or dominating in some sort of way. There may be someone else in your life that's intimidating or dominating. And I just feel like there's been this big like hole in your cup of faith. And maybe you've been like kind of drawn to darkness or drawn to black magic or drawn to just like these really dark emotions, or maybe maybe someone points out that you've been mean or you're being disrespectful or you're being rude in some sort of way. And I just feel like you haven't been able to see it. Yeah, you haven't been able to see it. There's been, because I feel like you have like purposefully been disconnecting yourself or blinding yourself. The way that this Ten of Swords wants to go towards the Seven of Cups, it's just like this, there's this darkness underneath that needs to be addressed. There's this heaviness, there's this shadow that I'm talking about. And the shadow for you is Aquarius stuff. And Aquarius energy is hope, wishes, friends in higher places. I mean, it's the collective, the freedom fighter. Are you in a place where you're conforming? Do you feel like you're being your whole self? Do you need to break out? What do you need? It's time to tune in. You maybe have had like trouble making or keeping friends. There's stuff with like jealousy or infidelity or just like mistrust, or you may be really questioning your own judgment. But I just feel like ultimately, and you're not going to tell anybody, you're desperately kind of seeking some sort of renewal and a change during your season. And I feel like the change is the company that you keep, your friends, the people that you're around, the people that you date, the people that you sleep with, the energy that the life forces that you're exchanging yours for. When you have sex, you are like you're pouring your life force into someone and receiving theirs. And it just makes me think of that Rihanna line where she's like, damn, how does it go? She's like, I heard you try to sell your soul, but it's coming up kind of short, or something like that. It's like you trying to sell your soul and you ain't barely got any left to sell. I feel like there is some sort of there's been a period of not feeling attractive or not feeling like yourself, and I just feel like your relationship to your confidence, what makes you attractive, what gives you enthusiasm, what are you enthusiastic about? Please clarify the Queen of Wands reversed. And I just feel like your attitude could fuck up some opportunities for you. So you just need to make sure that you don't sign up for shit that you aren't ready to fully commit to. Yeah, I just feel like your mouth is gonna have you trying to... Your mouth is going to be writing checks that your ass can't cash in some sort of way. Please clarify the Three of Pentacles. And so I just feel like it's back to the drawing board. Yeah, and your ruling planet is like, hey, you will be... Wow. Look at you pulling through at the end. The divine is like, yo, you just got some you've got like some ego of yours to encounter and transmute and change. There are some really controlling behaviors that you need to get a grip on. All you can control is what you voluntarily put into your body, whether you react or respond, and what you do about your intentions. Everything else is outside of your jurisdiction, and should you only release control, you will finally start to make very, very different choices, my love. And you will start to put your energy into yourself and get your cup to the point where it's running. Get yourself to the point where your cup is running over, and then it's easy, natural for you to be of service, for you to show up for your loves, for your friends, for your family, for your coworkers. You naturally will start to, once you let this guidance in, you will naturally start to shift and go in a very different direction, and there's so much more love there. I love you. You got this.